Well, here we are again. It's Angie and Christy here for another ACWN update on our books.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So the last time we were here, we were working on backgrounds with our green screens because
That's
we
correct.
are squirrels.
We might look human, but we're not. Yeah, no, we definitely and like I mean, up front, Angie and Christy right now is gonna take a short hiatus during the summer months so that we can you won't notice because we have recorded interviews well into the through the rest of the summer. But we are going to take a short break from recording and editing so that we can actually write. Yay! Look, what's
Yay, because we haven't been able
that?
to do that. And yeah, we're still okay. So green screen, we're still working on a background. We decided to do this after an interview because we're kind of afraid to try and use the green screen with the author interviews in case it looks really bad. So we
Yeah.
haven't done that. So we're usually gonna just use them for these little impromptu, like talking about our books kind of thing.
Until
But
we're really sure that it works.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
until yeah, because we really want to use it. We're just still, I mean, the backgrounds kind of look bad. So like,
We'll work on them. We'll
we're
work on
working on those a little bit more.
them.
And yeah, book wise, yeah, how are we doing with that?
Well, you've written a new chapter in one of the second book, which is amazing. I loved that chapter so much. And
I love the revisions you did.
it was
You see,
good. Like the whole thing was really good. Everything, the bones of the chapter were there. We just flipped a few things around and it's great. And it's making, like, I mean, you have no idea how much my brain has been on fire for this next chapter that I'm writing because, like, you left me with like a big decision to make about what my character now is going to do after that chapter happens because we're winging this one. Like, we have an outline, but
kind of
so
loosely,
loose outline
loosely.
with the caveat that if we find something more interesting that happens, we'll just go that way. So my
Yeah,
brain has
so
been like,
the panster was on fire. So it was really funny because we had actually outlined this particular like chapter, like we talked about it, and
absolutely.
I couldn't write it to save my life. I could not do it. Like I was like stuck. And then finally I was like, oh. And then I was like, Christy's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill
I
me.
did not kill you, but like I have to admit, I will be honest. The first time that I read it and I've read it all the way to the end, I'm like, oh my goodness. How am I going to write a chapter after this? Like, where do I go? And now my brain is all like, oh, I know what I'm going to do with this. Yeah, you betcha. So no, it was good. It was a good chapter.
Well,
It's a turning point.
yeah. Well, and it was so funny because it felt like it was one of those things where when I wrote it, like it felt like it was right. I think the character would behave in that way. And then when you revised it, then like because there was a certain way that I had written it, and then she's like, no, you need to flip the order of the timeline of what happens. And then once she suggested that, it just flowed. And then she made this one major suggestion with the character, and it ramped up the tension like 10 degrees, just like boom, boom, boom. And it's like, oh
It
my
was
gosh, it was so
so
good.
good and so funny. So funny. Like I loved it. Love it, love it, love it. And what I loved is like by the end of the chapter, like the character that I'm writing is totally in limbo. Totally in limbo. And it's like I mean page turner. Like I cannot see somebody reading that end of that chapter and not turning the page to figure out what's going to happen next.
I
Like
know. I'm like, I can't wait for you to read that or to write that because,
I know. And it's going to be great. It's
oh
going to
my
be
gosh.
great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and then now I have to write, I have to
The
write
other book.
the other book, the chapter. See, she's waiting for me. Waiting for me.
That book is more to me like it's more settled into its outline. Like the one that you just wrote, like we have an outline, but like we can still like I feel like we can still play around with the character. Like the other one, like I feel like we have talked about that book so much and we know so much exactly where that book is going
Mhm.
that it's just a matter of like writing it. So with that said though, like your pantser brain might be finding it difficult to write it because you know where it's going.
You know, that might be it because I
Yeah.
know what needs to happen, and it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
I have to write. I think that's what it is, because it's like there's
Yeah.
no real
There's no surprise
excitement.
for you.
Yeah, no,
And
no
I'm
surprise.
maybe make the excitement. Do it.
Well,
Let's do
I
it.
think
Let's see.
once I start writing it, because I started writing it, I like have like a paragraph, I guess, into it. And I thought that I was supposed to write a different type of scene. Dun,
Oh.
dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh.
But I don't, because I think we're not at that stage. But in my head, I felt like I had to, like, but it's a romantic scene. So it's the romantic scene with the two characters, and they've come off of an experience where they that brought them together, but it's at the middle. It's like in the murky middle,
It is
right before
the
everything
dramatic.
goes
Sorry.
crazy, like where like chaos happens, and
We're
some
literally like 2 steps away from the third act.
yes. So it has to build into that, bring them together so that we can crush their souls in the next couple chapters.
That's what you do. That's what you have to do for a
Mhm.
romance.
Yes.
And
And I
this one is
love,
going to be crushing. It's going to be crushing.
oh my gosh. See, I am not afraid to kill characters. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to kill the characters in this one because it's a contemporary romance.
We're
So,
going to kill them softly with this song, killing them softly. But literally, they're not going to be happy with each other.
no, because
No,
they're doing some stuff they shouldn't be doing. They're doing some shady stuff.
they are.
I'm for the sake of love. They think that they're right, and that is going to keep the relationship strong by not being complete. It's all about honesty. I think it's like they're not
And
being honest with each other and themselves.
and to be very honest with you, this is on repeat. They have a history of doing this to each other. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So how are they going to get through it, Christy?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Well,
Maybe
we
there
do
won't be an
know.
HEA for this one.
Well, we
It's
do have two other.
happily ever after. Yeah,
Yeah.
HEA.
Yeah. It'll be fine. We'll get
Oh
through it.
yeah, no, it's a great story. Like, I mean, I love that love story. I really do. But I find that the other one we have more leeway with. We didn't outline as much. We just fell in love with 2 characters and decided to start writing.
Hmm.
Whereas with the first one that we wrote, we actually decided what we were going to write about before we did it. I don't know. We'll see which one we like best. After the 2 stories are written, we'll see which way we're going
Okay.
to go
I
with
already
the third.
love the second one better.
We'll see. Okay, and this is so funny because I'm in love with the first one. I love those characters. Like, those characters are so close to my heart. Not to say that I don't love the second one. I
Yeah.
appreciate the second one so much because they're so fun. Like, they are so fun.
Yes.
The first one is more like a standard like love story
Hmm.
with heartbreak and the whole bit. The
Yeah.
second one is like 2 people. I'm not even sure if they should be together, but they are going to be together and they're going to be so much fun together. It's not even going to be funny.
Yeah. And then as we're writing the second one, like I'm still having these little like snippets of like for the third.
Third.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
right.
And I want to write it so bad. Like
But
this,
we are not
I
starting a
know, I know.
third.
See, which is perfect because the scene is just like building in my head. So by the time we actually get to the point where we're gonna write the third book, it's not gonna be as hard because I think the characters are gonna be in both stories, though we haven't introduced the lead female for the third book in any of the books yet. So I think we're gonna have to do that like at some point in
Definitely.
one of the stories.
Yeah, no, definitely we have. Well, actually,
She is
I
in the
don't know.
second one.
She is in the second one, but very, very briefly. And I
Yes.
feel like the good thing about us writing all these books at the same time is that we can put all these characters in the right order at the right place at the right time, introduce everybody, so that when we do publish either trad or self-publish, like, I mean, this is going to be such a cool story because they're all interlaced. So fun.
Yeah, it's a
Fun,
lot
fun.
of fun. All right, so that's the update. We're going to be on hiatus. And not we, as Christy said, we already have the episodes coming out. We kind of condensed them for a little bit because we had a lot of authors who were wanting to come on because they have books coming out this summer. But we're pretty much done, and we're not. I think that we're all the way up through October for. Oh no, like we have authors that how long? Like all the way
Oh
through
yeah,
October, November.
right. Like, as of right now, we have episodes coming out until September.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then we also have authors scheduled for like the later months. So
Oh yeah.
if you have an author who's wanting to come on the podcast, their episodes wouldn't be until When was it?
2026.
Yeah, 2020. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are with that, which is good for us because we can write. But just so you know, people know, if you have a book coming out in 2026, definitely hook us up. Let us
Yeah,
know. So yeah. All right.
definitely.
So we're gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We just need as many subscribers as we can. Tell a friend about us. So that our authors can get more views, because that's what it takes. We really want to have them get out there, get their books promoted, and so more people can see them. So yeah, so thank you very much, and we're going to say goodbye.
Bye, till next time.